What is up, ladder climbers? Antoine Way here from Elevate to the Unknown and the Way Report at nextgenheights.com. And it is Wednesday, December the 10th, 2025, and we are live on the Daily Climb, guys. Quick hit today. I am at an AI summit, and I wanted to give you guys the latest and greatest of what's going on today. So it's going to be a quick hit. But there are three things that are happening right now in the next 8 hours that you guys need to know about, okay? Number one, at 2 p.m. today, at 1 p.m. Central, the Federal Reserve announces their decision on interest rates cuts. Okay. There's an 89% probability that they cut rates to 3.5% for companies, while at the end of the day, your credit card will stay at 21%. The number two thing is tonight after the market closes, Oracle reports earnings. And this is the first verdict on whether the $380 billion company spend on AI is real or a bubble or not. We heard about the NVIDIA reports. We heard about NVIDIA crushing it last quarter, but this is Oracle, and Oracle is in the AI space as well. And their earnings tonight will tell us if this is a bubble or if this is AI is real. And number three, yesterday the government released a jobs report that proves that most Americans are trapped. The rate of workers quitting their jobs just hit a 5-year low. So you can't leave your job, not because you don't want to, but because most people are scared. So guys, give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to talk about the Fed decision. I'm going to talk about Oracle tonight and why you are trapped in your current job. Stay with me for this first segment that we're going to go through first, okay? So the government released a JOLTS report, and this is a report talking about the labor turnover, and it's a labor turnover survey and about job openings, okay? And the numbers contain a specific number that tells basically everything about why most workers feel trapped. The quit rates, that's the specific number that this survey shows that most people feel trapped. And the quit rate is basically the percentage of workers who voluntarily quit their jobs. And this report or this survey showed that it just hit a 5-year low. And let me explain what this means. This basically means this: during the Great Recession of 2021 and 2022, when COVID was rampaging our economy and workers were no longer able to get jobs and so forth, workers were quitting their jobs at record rates. So they had the power, they had leverage. They could walk away from bad pay. They could walk away from bad conditions. They can walk away from bad bosses. Well, the quit rates now are at a 5-year low, means workers are not leaving their jobs, even if they have bad bosses, even if they hate their jobs, even if they're not getting paid the worst. Why? The question is, it's because of fear. Okay. Workers are scared to leave because they see the job market being in a terrible state. So the key data that the report shows, the JOLTS report shows, is job openings, 7.7 million. Okay. That's Wall Street expected 8 million. Unemployed workers, 7.4 million. Job openings, 7.2 million. So for the first time in years, there are more unemployed workers than job openings. Crazy, huh? So economists are calling this the great state. You already heard about the great freeze, the great unthaw, all that sort of stuff, right? But let me be clear on this one. You're not staying because you are happy. You're staying because you are scared that if you were to leave, you're not going to be able to find a new job. That's basically what it is. It's called the golden handcuffs, called bad pay, return to office mandates, toxic bosses. But you can't leave because there's nowhere else to go. And that's the reality for most workers right now. Okay. Be careful on the decisions that you make when it comes down to your jobs, especially in the economy that we're in right now. I'm going to be at an AI summit today, and I'm going to be walking around, and not only that, doing demos and doing shows and talking to a whole bunch of people. And I'm going to see exactly what people are using AI for in today's summit that I'm going to be over here for the next 3 days. Okay. I'm going to be here till Friday in the big NYC. So now let's move on to the next segment here, guys. In 3 hours, the Federal Reserve will make a decision about interest rates. The announcement should come at about 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Futures right now are pricing in at an 89% probability that they cut rates by 25 basis points. That's 0.25%. Okay. And this would drop the federal funds rate to 3.5% to a 3.75%. And this would be the third consecutive rate cut in 2025. Now, here's what this means for companies and for banks, because when money is cheap, it's a good time for the economy. Typically, it's a good time for companies. All right. For companies itself and for banks, they get to borrow money at 3.5%. Okay. So money is cheap. They also can use that cheap money to buy back their stock, to pay executives, to invest in AI, to replace you, and to make the rich richer. But also it could be in a situation where, companies that are startups can use that money to expand and to grow and to give you better opportunities as well. So I'm going to share it from both sides. All right. But here's the thing for you and for most Americans at this point in time. Credit card interest rate, it's still at 21.39%. So companies, they get 3.5% on borrowing money. And you, as a consumer, as somebody who takes on and leverage credit, 21% on your credit card. So that's a 17.5 percentage point difference. Might be a good opportunity for you to borrow money using business credit. Consider that. But Americans are carrying 1.33 trillion in credit card debt at 21%. So while the Fed is cutting rates to 3.5% for businesses, for people who are business owners who can borrow that money, that can employ and expand and so forth, which ultimately helps you as the worker, especially if you are a go-getter, you end up staying still at 21% if you are a consumer, if you are somebody who is just using credit card debt at this point in time and using your credit cards. So you still pay 21% on your food costs, your rent costs, your bills costs, all that sort of stuff, right? Yesterday, JP Morgan stock, it went down 4.7%. Why? Because they announced that their expenses for 2026 will be 1.5 billion. Wall Street, 100 billion. That's a 9% year over year. Now, where do those expenses go? Those expenses go to salaries, executive salaries. They go to AI investments. They go to marketing campaigns. They go to physical branches, not to your ultimate salary and executive. Okay? That's why we all talk about climbing the ladder as well, too. If you want to get to that executive pay, those are going to be golden handcuffs, though, and you can't be yourself. So the Fed cuts rate today. JP Morgan gets cheap money, spends $105 billion, and you get to pay 21% on your credit card while you're trapped in a job because the quit rate is at a 5-year low. That's the big disconnect, guys. Last segment that we're going to talk about before I have to get out of here. And this is about Oracle reporting earnings tonight. All right. This is the most important earnings report of the week, in my opinion, and potentially even possibly this quarter. Now, here's why. Okay. Companies are spending $380 billion on AI this year. That's a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of money. Oracle sells the database. They sell the cloud that the AI runs on. So if companies are really spending $380 billion, Oracle's numbers should be exploding. All right. Wall Street, the expectations for Oracle on the revenue is 16.21 billion, up 15% year over year. Earnings per share 1.64. Okay. Oracle spent 8.5 billion in capital expenditures in just one quarter in Q1 of their fiscal year to build AI data centers. You guys heard about it. We even talked about some of the Oracle certifications that they're offering, pointing people towards Oracle. They also spent that money to buy servers. They also spent that money additional infrastructure. So they're taking on a massive debt to fund this AI build out. So the question in an earnings report tonight is, are customers actually paying for this AI stuff? Or is Oracle building a $300 billion bubble? Option traders are expecting a 10% swing in Oracle stock after earnings tonight. So, you're an options trader, might be your day. But 10% up or down, that is really massive. That means Wall Street has no idea what's going to be coming from this. And tomorrow night, Broadcom, they're going to be reporting earnings as well. So Broadcom, many of you guys don't know who they are, but they sell chips that uses AI, the semiconductors itself. Okay. So tonight, Oracle tells us if companies are buying the infrastructure, and tomorrow, Broadcom tells us if companies are buying the chips. By Friday morning, we will know if the $380 billion AI spin is real or if it's a bubble or not. Okay. Now, last thing, I got to give you guys some actions for the week, because we're going to come on this show and we're going to give you all the information that you need to know and what you need to be up to speed on for today. But you need to make a move for the remainder of the week. Microsoft Ignite Challenge, deadline December the 15th, 5 days from today. Okay. Complete any of the Ignite challenges by December the 15th and submit your entry form. You get a chance to win a 5,000 vouchers for 50% off any sort of Microsoft certification. Why does this matter? Well, while most people are trapped in their current job because the quit rate is at a 5-year low, you can be getting certifications to help yourself in a better job opportunity, right? When jobs start to open back up, when this interest rate cuts, and companies continue to invest into their employees. So consider that. Let me close on this, guys. 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, the Fed is going to announce their rate cut to 3.5% for companies, while we continue to pay 21% on our credit cards. Stay out of debt, guys. Tonight, after the market close, Oracle is going to be reporting earnings, the first test of whether the 380 billion AI spin is real or if it's a bubble. Tomorrow night, Broadcom, they report, and it's just going to be the second test. If Oracle's numbers and Broadcom's numbers are up and they're crushing it, this AI thing ain't no bubble. It's here to stay, and it's going to continue to be invested in. And here's the thing. You are trapped in your job because the quit rates just hit a 5-year low. The great resignation is over. The great stay is here. Okay. Not because you're happy, but because most people are scared in their current jobs. Guys, 5 days left on the Microsoft Ignite. Get certified, position yourself. Make sure you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. I will update you guys on tomorrow's show on Thursday of what I found out from the AI Summit today. Give you guys my personal perspective on what's going on, what people are talking about, how people feel around AI at this AI Summit that I'm in. Guys, continue to have a fantastic day. We will see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.